It can't stick up, it's too short. It was sticking up in the other video you made though, right here, like alfalfa.
That was fine. Why do you always film me when I'm fixing my hair?
I know it.
So it's Saturday here, we're working the store. Mandy has the whole day off, but she's been here all day long because she can't get enough of this place. She just loves it here so much, but it's hotter than hell in this place. So our air conditioner, I mean, I've been complaining about our air conditioner for a while, but they hired this company was Accutech out of Orlando, Florida, put a $500,000 air conditioner on our roof, and the company has been horrible, horrible. After the install, they left tools around, garbage around. They left the air conditioner open when it rained, and the lightning hit. They didn't ground it, stuff like that. So our landlord's kind of been fighting with these people ever since they installed the air conditioner, and they're looking to bring in a second air conditioning company to check the work that the first air conditioning company did. So I wouldn't recommend AccuTemp. I believe it's AccuTemp out of Orlando, Florida, for air conditioners. But it makes it very hot in the store, so we got fans going everywhere. I'm sure our customers don't like it. You know, I'm walking around seeing customers fanning themselves, and it's bad for business here in Florida because I think it's about, 92 degrees outside today?
I don't know. I had a classmate ask me if we sold the air conditioner.
If we sold the air conditioner?
He's like, did y'all sell the air conditioner too? I'm like.
Yeah, so hopefully soon. It's probably 85, 87 degrees inside here. Not so bad when you got a fan on you, but I'm sure our customers are uncomfortable, so.
We're getting a pull on the roof.
Everybody knows Esteban. Say your name?
Esteban.
Esteban, all right?
Con acento.
Okay, so he runs Death Pile Destroyers. He has a YouTube channel, a website where he grabs clients and he tries to get their merchandise that they're not able to list. They might have a bunch of stuff, in their corners, and he charges a small fee to list the stuff on eBay, Amazon, or whatever they want to be on. eBay mostly, right?
eBay mostly.
So we use him a lot, especially for higher end items, good clothing. He does great pictures, and your listing is always good, is always great with Death Pile Destroyers. But I want to run an idea off you today, okay? So this is what I think, and somebody should do this, all right? I think it should be called the Fair Trade Group. Somebody needs to open called Fair Trade, right?
Okay.
And we've been talking about this a lot on my videos about buying truckloads, about having trouble with truckloads, okay? Whenever you have a buyer and a seller, you have a contract, right? Now that can be a verbal contract or a written contract or what your expectations are, right? And the problem with this industry is people are getting a lot of bad truckloads. And that's why sellers require you to wire money to them, right? They don't, because if you paid in your credit card, what can you do?
You can charge it back.
You can reverse it. You paid in a check, you can do a stop payment on a check, although that's illegal. But if you paid in any other way other than a wire, you can't get your money back.
That's correct.
Okay, so that kind of gives the truckload sellers like permission to steal.
If they're giving you
if they want to steal. I'm not saying they're all bad. I'm not saying they're all bad.
Buying truckloads that are bad, they promise you one thing and they're giving you something else?
That's right. That's right.
Or giving you nothing at all.
Or nothing at all. I've had that happen. Steven, I'm still thinking about you, Steven. Remember Steven? Yeah. He conned me. Steven was the guy that conned me. If you didn't see the video, go back there and say, there's a video called I've Been Conned. I bought a $12,000 Amazon Smalls load, and he sent me a shitty Lowe's load. So Steven, and then what happened that night? Karma had it. Did you hear what happened that night? A car smashed straight into his house that night. He had it on his Facebook page. Anyways, all right, I'm over Steven. But okay, so somebody needs to start a company called Fair Trade, right? So if you're a seller and I'm a buyer, right? So let's play the seller here. I'm gonna sell you a full truckload of furniture, everything bigger than an end table. All right, and it's going to be valued between $60,000 and $80,000. We know the parameters, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm willing to buy that truckload off you for, let's say, $10,000, for example. Right? Right. Based on those parameters, and we're not asking to make any expectations of condition. We're not asking. We have the parameters, right? So the middle company. Come here, Amanda. You're the middle company. So the problem right now that we're having is B-Stock has an insurance wing. Like if you have a problem with a load from B-Stock, they send you to their insurance company. The insurance company incentive is not to pay, right? Because insurance companies take premiums and then they pay out, and the difference between the premiums and the payout is their profit. So they want to pay out as little as possible. So there's no incentive to help a buyer of a truckload. There's zero incentive for them. They just want to not pay people out. Okay, so in this situation, Mandy's going to start a new business called Fair Trade. All right, you're selling me the truckload underneath those parameters. I'm going to give Mandy the $10,000. You're going to give Mandy the parameters. You're going to ship me the truckload, and then once the truckload gets here, I hit release. The money gets sent to you. All right, but if there's a problem, then you and I can go to arbitration, you know, on the truckload. And maybe there needs to be a ranking system for buyers and sellers. You know, because if there's a buyer or seller that has a lot of negative feedback or is always complaining about, because I feel like I'm complaining about a lot of truckloads lately, but I don't want to be that guy. I just want the sellers to be honest on what they're giving us. I mean, that's pretty fair. That's pretty simple in a business transaction. Just be honest of what you're giving us. So in return, Mandy's new company might keep like 1% of so maybe like $100. So, you know, probably 90% of all the deals will never have to go to arbitration. But then every once in a while, Mandy's going to have to make a decision. Like, what did you say you were going to send them? What did you send them? And where's the fairness in the middle? All right, no, you're wrong, Esteban. Tom gets his $5,000 back and you only get $5,000 for the load because you sent a half a truckload when you promised me a full truckload. All right, I think somebody really could open that business, and then fair sellers, the sellers that are real and legit, will want to be part of this, right? Because they don't screw people. Yeah. But the people that don't want to be part of this system are the ones that don't care. I mean, there's a lot of complaints lately about Lowe's truckloads coming in like all crap, and that's not fair. That's not fair for a buyer at all. You know, as long as, you know, that's the problem. They just say unmanifested truckload as is. Right, you got to set the parameters better than that. Right. You can't do that.
I mean, if you say that B stock is having this generic terms inside their listings, then I think if that's where the fault is.
Right.
Because they're the middleman. So if we just look at it at a smaller scale, if we look at eBay, if we look at Mercari, if we look at any of these other platforms, they have that already in place. Mercari will not pay the seller unless the customer is happy with their purchase first. And then once they approve, it's released, just like you mentioned. So I think it's on B stock if B stock is the one that's mediating the deal.
Right, and they're doing the crappy thing now by just having that insurance company there. And I've gone to this insurance company, and I don't know if you watched the video when we talked about as-is truckloads. So as is, and I need to reiterate this for everybody who buys truckloads, everybody. As is truckloads, it doesn't matter what comes in. If you order a truckload of televisions and you get a truckload of snow shovels in Florida, it doesn't matter. It's sold as is, because as is, there's no expectation of condition. No expectation. So all they have to do is put those two little words in there. We put this in another video, but it's super important for truckload buyers to know this. As is means zero expectation. And so that's why when B stock sends you this insurance company, the guy's gonna be like, dude, it was as is. Well, yeah, but they told me it was gonna be this. Doesn't matter, man, it was as is. Like, what does that even mean? Well, it's as is. So that gives them the excuse to just throw out any case you have.
In my opinion, I think that, well, B stock, we need to either move away from B stock and find a company that actually is doing those things that you're asking of them. I mean, but right now there isn't.
Yeah, okay, but let me be fair about B stock, because I like B stock. This is not a negative bash B stock thing. B stock has two different sides to it. Okay. B stock has a side that sells directly from the department stores. So I can buy stuff from Amazon, Walmart, Target, all those places. Those are fine. Those are normally manifested and they come in within reason. The other side is the private party selling, right? That's dudes like me, or I want to say douchebags like me, but I really don't want to say that. You know, it's private sellers. That's where the problem lies. When you're buying from these private sellers on there, and then, you know, they're promising, you know, I know one load that I got was Amazon clothing and it came in all dirty, and I don't mean dirty, I mean like pulled them out of the trash clothing. It was, I think somebody was buying maybe storage units in the States, and they're taking the good clothes and putting them here, and the ones that would never, need to go in the garbage here, they palletized it and sold it to me and told me it was an Amazon clothing. You know, they said Amazon clothing, I go to the insurance company, I argue with the insurance company, and they said, Tom, it was sold as is. Like, what does that mean? Well, it was as is. There's no reasonable expectation for anything. I'm like, but they said Amazon clothing. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, and it does matter to buyers. It does matter to buyers. And then somebody needs to start this company, this fair trade company in the middle. One of you out there can make a whole lot of money being the arbitrator for this whole industry, because it's kind of a new industry because, e-commerce has taken off so much. There's always been the liquidation, but it's just so big now because e-commerce is so big. It's just blowing up, and there's no fairness, there's no rules in there. So Mandy's Fair Trade Company, would you guys sign up for Mandy's Fair Trade Company? If you're a seller, would you sign up for Mandy's Fair Trade Company? If you're a buyer, do you think that's a reasonable way to fix this industry? Please put your comments down below. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Death Pile Destroyer's channel also, and Mandy's new fair trade business. So I'm Tom from Liquidation Motivation. Now go out there and make some money.